Amazing facts about the moon you knew nothing about. Fact number 1. The moon is disappearing. Each year, the moon's orbit moves about 4 centimeters away from the Earth, meaning that in a mere 500 million years, the moon will be 14,600 miles farther away than it is right now. Fact number 2. Shadows are darker on the moon than on Earth. Astronauts on the moon immediately notice that their shadows are much darker there than on Earth. The atmosphere that scatters light to create shadows on Earth is absent on the moon. The sun and the Earth itself provide a little bit of light, enough for shadows to still appear, but the shadows are much harder to see. Fact number 3. The moon experiences moonquakes. Just like the Earth, the moon has a crust that shifts and changes. Moonquakes can occur when the lunar crust warms and expands, or they can be triggered by meteorite impacts. While moonquakes don't reach the same level of intensity as earthquakes, they can last much longer because the moon has no water to combat seismic vibrations. Fact number 4. The moon has a time zone all its own. It is called Lunar Standard Time, but it doesn't correspond simply with the time on Earth. Time is quite different on the moon than on Earth. A year on the moon is divided into 12 days, each about as long as an Earth month. Each day is named after a different astronaut who has walked on the moon. The days are divided into 30 cycles, which are then divided into hours, minutes, and seconds. Oh, and the calendar started the moment Neil Armstrong walked on the moon. Year 1, Day 1, Cycle 1 began on July 20th, 1969 at 2 hours, 56 minutes, 15 seconds Universal Time. Fact number 5. The moon is about 30 Earths away from the Earth. Because the moon doesn't orbit in a perfect circle, its distance from the Earth fluctuates. The average distance between the Earth and the moon is 2,38,855 miles or 3,84,400 kilometers. At any given time, the moon could be between 28 and 32 Earths away from us. Fact number 6. The moon's effect on Earth's tide is slowing down the Earth's rotation. The moon's gravity exerts a pull on Earth which is partially responsible for the ebb and flow of tides. Physicist George Darwin, Charles Darwin's son, discovered that the way the moon's gravity pulls Earth's water is gradually slowing the rotation of Earth. Our day gets longer by about 0.002 seconds each century, which adds up over billions and billions of years. Darwin also concluded the moon will eventually spiral outward, orbit more slowly, and create longer months. Fact number 7. Each month's full moon has a different name. The full moon in January is called a wolf moon after the howling of hungry wolves in the dead of winter. Other full moon names include the harvest moon in September, the strawberry moon in June, and the cold moon in December. Fact number 8. Once a year, we get a supermoon due to moon's orbit. The moon's orbit isn't perfectly circular, rather it's elliptical. So when the moon is at the closest point to the Earth in its cycle, it looks 14% larger and 30% brighter to us than when the moon is farthest away. Fact number 9. The moon was likely formed 4.5 billion years ago. There are various theories about how exactly Earth was formed, but the moon is thought to have come after about a Mars-sized body collided with Earth according to NASA. The debris from that crash began to orbit the Earth and eventually coalesced to create the moon. Fact number 10. It is really difficult for humans to survive on the moon. Given the moon's extremely thin atmosphere and lack of liquid water, it's hard to imagine humans settling there in any permanent fashion. Recent research, however, has confirmed that there is water ice on the surface of the moon. With enough ice sitting at the surface within the top few millimeters, water would possibly be accessible as a resource for future expeditions to explore and even stay on the moon, and potentially easier to access than the water detected beneath the moon's surface, as said by NASA officials. Fact number 11. Many other factors also prevent humans or other living beings from surviving on the moon. The Apollo mission had a lot of problems with dust, as per NASA's retired astronaut. Dust on the moon, known as regolith, is a talc-like substance that can severely damage equipment. There is also an enormous temperature range on the moon. The moon rotates on its axis, making a full turn every 27 Earth days. So daytime on one side of the moon lasts about 13.5 Earth days, followed by an equal amount of night time. When the moon is drenched in sunlight, the temperature can reach 240 degrees Fahrenheit. When it's dark, the temperature can plummet to minus 290 degrees Fahrenheit. Fact number 12. Earth's moon is the fifth largest moon in the solar system. In the solar system, there are more than 150 moons orbiting the planets. Earth's is the fifth largest. The largest moon is Ganymede, one of Jupiter's 79 moons. Fact number 13. The moon's diameter is roughly the same size as the width of China. The moon is 2,159 miles or 3,476 kilometers in diameter, while China is 2,193 miles or 3,530 kilometers wide. Fact number 14. The dark spots on the moon are called Maria. Maria is Latin for seas, since ancient astronomers believed the dark areas were bodies of water on the moon, but these spots were actually once pools of lava that solidified to form basalt, a dark-colored salt. Subscribe Brainwit for more fun and fascinating facts. Toodles!